Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our English class. Okay, before we start our new lesson for today, can I please request, please, Miss Abenis, please lead the prayer. Amen. Okay, may I know who is absent? Yes, Gwen, do we have absent for today? Okay, very good. So everybody is present. Now, before we proceed to our new topic, what was our previous lesson? Yes, Janelle? Okay, our previous lesson was about all about the communication process. Okay, we have learned that communication is a two-way process wherein it is a way for us to share our ideas. Okay, so what are the two types of communication? Of course, so the two types of communication, yes, Taliedo? Okay, very good. So the two types of communication are the verbal and non-verbal communication, in which verbal communication we communicate through the use of words. And how about the non-verbal communication, Richard? Okay, very good, Richard. Non-verbal communication talks about or a communication process wherein we use our gestures, our body movements to transmit ideas, to share our feelings and emotions and information to each to another person. Okay. For now, for now, our lesson objectives for this morning is are distinguish different patterns of intonation in sentence, perform a dialogue using rising and falling intonation, and appreciate the value of listening and speaking in creating meaningful conversation. Okay, this morning I would like to share these thoughts to you. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Okay, can you please Ruel, please read this one. Okay, very good, Ruel. Now, before we proceed to our next topic, please listen our topic for today. Please listen to this audio, telephone conversation. Then afterwards, you will be having a chain drill. So you are going to repeat the dialogue. Don't worry, I will be providing the script of the dialogue. Okay, very good. Are you ready to listen? Okay, thank you.
Hello? Hello. Can I speak to Sam, please? Speaking. Hi, this is Hannah. Hi, Hannah. What's up? Mike is sick. That's too bad. How about going to see her? That's a good idea. What time should we meet? How about at 2? Sounds good. Let's meet at the bus stop. Okay. See you then.
Okay, so that was the telephone conversation. Okay, I will be showing to you right now the script of the dialogue. I would like to call Ruel and Asnaira to read the dialogue. Okay? I know. I'm very sorry. Ella, you will be Sally. And Rihanna, you will be Hannah. Okay, you may start. Okay, very good for the two of you. Very good for the for a very for participating. Okay, now from this conversation, from the given conversation, what can you observe from the conversation? Yes, yes, Shane. Of course, very good. In the conversation, there is what? An intonation. Okay, very good. Now, what is an intonation? Yes, who wants to volunteer? Yes. Yes, Jason. What is intonation? Mm-hmm. Of course. Okay, intonation has the rise and fall of speech. Okay, very good, Jason. Now, for the third question, what intonation can we sense from the dialogue? Yes, based on the given dialogue, based on the telephone conversation, what have you observed? Okay, do we have the rise of the intonation, the rising of the intonation? Yes, of course. How about the falling intonation? Okay, very good. Now, this morning we will talk about intonation. Intonation describes how the voice rises and falls in speech. It is also about how we say things rather than what we say, the way the voice rises and falls when speaking. So, that is intonation. The two main patterns of intonation are falling and rising intonation. For falling intonation, it describes how the voice falls on the final stressed syllable of a phrase or a group of words. A falling intonation is very common in WH questions. So, statements, commands, explanations, those are some instances in which we use this falling intonation. How about the rising intonation? Yes, yes, Asnaira. Rising intonation, it describes how the voice rises at the end of a sentence. Rising intonation is common in yes or no questions. Okay, so yes, of course we have examples. Now, let's take a look at a given example. For the rising intonation, I hear the health center expanding. So that is that the new doctor? Another one. Are you thirsty? So if you have noticed in the final text, or are you thirsty, at the end of the sentence there is a rising on in the rising voice in the speech. Okay, very good. Now, let's take a look at the following intonation. Where's the nearest post office? What time does the film finish? Nice to meet you. Okay, if you have observed at the end of the sentence, there is a falling of speech. So that is rising and falling intonation. So, yes, do you have any question for this about the lesson? Okay, very good. So, I guess everybody understood the lesson. Now, let's have an activity. Group yourselves into two. Let's have a role playing activity. In your group, have a conversation showcasing the rising and falling intonation. You will be rated through these criteria. First, knowledge on the language used, that is 35%, delivery and presentation, that is 35%, relatedness and accuracy, that is 20%, and teamwork is 10, with a total of 100%. Okay, you will have 2 minutes. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to prepare, and then 1 minute to present. Is that okay? Are we clear? Okay, you may start. Okay, from your activity, what have you observed, or what can you say about the importance of learning rising and falling intonation? Yes, learning rising falling intonation is essential in language learning as it plays a crucial role in communication in conveying meaning effectively. Okay, now, okay, in a one half crosswise sheet of paper, construct a dialogue with your best friend that showcase rising and falling intonation. Okay, you have 1 minute to answer this activity. Are you done? Very good. Now, class, before we end our lesson for this morning, have an advanced study on word stress. Okay, thank you very much for listening and participating in our discussion. Goodbye.